So it's the last Thursday of March. Can't believe how time is flying by. I think I say that every week, but yeah, it's flying by and coming to the end of week 10. So yeah, time's moving on, and this week has actually been quite a busy week, really. And I've still done my walks. I did a really long walk on Saturday, and as I said last week, I've been looking at doing the resistance band work to kind of start toning up my upper body, and I've been doing those exercises, and boy, even if you do 10-15 minutes, it's quite a good workout, and you definitely feel it. On Saturday, after my 9-kilometer walk, I did a 20-minute session doing the upper body, and man, that was afterwards I definitely felt it. And then stupidly I thought, I'll just do a 5-minute kind of core exercise doing the abs, and that just finished me off. That was just that was probably one step too far. And on Sunday I went and I did a shorter walk. I did I think it was 4.7 kilometers, and then I did another shorter resistance band workout. I think that was either a 10 or 15-minute workout. I can't remember. That's actually the first time that I've walked past someone doing this and getting some funny looks. Oh well. So yeah, I did that on the weekend, and then I did my walk on Tuesday as I normally do, but then I was heading down to London yesterday, Wednesday, to see Daniel Priestley and Ali Abdaal, and because of that I had other things to do, so I didn't actually get my walk in properly, but I did walk back to St Pancras from where the event was, which was about a 30-minute walk or so. So I still try to get something in, and then back today doing another 4.7 kilometer walk, and I'll probably do a short 10 minutes resistance band workout when I get back. And I must say, I can definitely feel those exercises working, and yeah, it's quite amazing what you can do with a resistance band, and it's just you could literally do those anywhere. So if you are traveling, you can just take those with you. So that's all pretty good. And yeah, I definitely felt it in my arms and my abs and all that at the beginning of the week after the weekend. Probably overdid it slightly, but at the time I actually felt good, so I thought I'll just carry on. And yeah, maybe I should have just paced myself a little bit more. So lesson learned there. But yeah, I'll do a 10-minute resistance band workout when I get back now. And as I said, I can definitely feel it in my abs and in my arms. I can feel that that has worked, so I'll be carry on doing that this weekend as well, and then trying to be a bit more consistent with that during the week, and not just do those types of exercises on the weekend. But sometimes during the week it can be a bit more difficult trying to find the time. But we're coming to the Easter break now, so Good Friday tomorrow, and the kids and Rachel will actually be off for the next 2 weeks, which presents its own challenges when you have everyone at home again, trying to get in those workouts, but sometimes your eating habits change as well because you're just at home. I am always at home anyway, but it's a bit more difficult for Rachel, I think, being at home, not being in that routine. So we've got to be a bit mindful of that over the next 2 weeks and try and create a bit of a routine for ourselves over the next 2 weeks, just so that we don't get derailed, especially with it being Easter and a lot of chocolates and all that about. So we've got to try and be more disciplined with that. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind. But overall, I've actually felt really good this week, despite the aches and pains. And I have noticed, especially today, that some of my clothes, especially the trousers, feel baggier than usual. So we'll see what that brings tomorrow on the scales. Fingers crossed for another good result. I think as long as you are losing, it's always a good result. Don't want to put myself under too much pressure to lose it, but any weight loss is good, and I think I'm still ahead of schedule to lose the weight before my 40th. And as I've said before, if I do, there will be another goal or an updated goal for that, because I definitely think there will be a bit more weight that I want to lose, but then it will be going into slight maintenance mode, but also doing more of the weight training, the resistance band training, to tone up everything. Food wise, again, that's been on track. Yesterday was a bit tricky because I had to get the train at 4:10, and then the event started at 5:30, only finished 8:30 or so. So trying to work out what I was going to do for dinner. So I had my normal lunch, but we bought the Board of Lunch air fryer book, and there were a few kind of quick recipes in there. One was just, which I did yesterday, was kind of the small tortilla wraps with some chicken, some reduced fat mozzarella, and a bit of kind of hot sauce. And I kind of just took those and had those on the train actually. And after the event, when I got back on the train to head home, I had a protein bar. So yeah, that was my dinner yesterday. But again, all within the calorie limits. So that was all good. And sometimes it is just planning that and just seeing what else you could do to maybe help yourself. Because yeah, I could have just stopped at somewhere in London. And yeah, there are restaurants where I probably could have got a low calorie thing, but you know, why take that chance when I can just do it all at home? So that worked out well. The other thing we did is, with the Board of Lunch, we had the slow cooker book, but there was another one which was also another slow cooker book, but it was even easier. I can't remember the exact title, but something along those lines. And with this book, which is different to the other one, is that all the meals within it are under 500 calories. So that was a bit of a change. But then kind of going through the book, I'm like, yes, I have that one. Yes, I like that. I like that. There's a lot of recipes in there that I really like the look of. And we're actually trying one out tonight, which is a chili con carne and macaroni melt, I think is what he called it. Again, under 500 calories per portion. The only change I made there was, instead of using beef mince, I've used turkey mince. See how that turns out. That will also reduce the calories a little bit as well. But yeah, just trying it out, seeing how that tastes, and I'm sure it'll be another good recipe. But yeah, again, if you are short on ideas and that, I would definitely recommend him. He hasn't let me down yet. All the recipes we've tried from his books have been excellent. And if you do these types of meals, there's a lot of fakeaways and all that as well. You don't always get, the cravings for a takeaway. I'm not saying you don't. We have every now and again. And Rachel and myself, we've been longing for kind of proper fish and chips for a while over the last few months, and we haven't actually had it. So we kind of had that on Friday. But yeah, that shouldn't have too much of an effect, hopefully. But sometimes you just need to do that, because if you don't, you'll just end up resenting what you're doing. Well, you're going to have a big truck. Yeah, so you'll kind of resent what you're doing, and then when you start feeling deprived, and I think that's where you kind of fall into that trap, and that's when you start having those bigger blowouts and you start derailing yourself. So every now and again, if you do feel like that, I would recommend doing something like that. Don't look at it as a treat, because I think that's another kind of misconception. And psychologically, I think, if you keep saying, oh, I'm on this diet, but I'm going to have this treat and all that, I'm not sure that's the greatest way of doing it. I've fallen into that trap in the past, where you think, oh yeah, I'm going to have a treat or all that, and then you start longing for those treats as well, or treat days. But as long as you're eating healthily and you're eating good food as well, hopefully those cravings aren't there as much. And if they are due, I would just say, if you really want that piece of cake or something, have it. Because if you don't, you will resent what you're doing, and then I think you're looking for trouble in the future. So yeah, every now and again, I think it is good to just have something that you really want, but don't make it a habit, because that can cause problems as well. So I think, yeah, I've rambled enough on this update. Hopefully tomorrow's scales will be kind to me, and yeah, we'll see how that goes, and I will see you on the next one.